Hello, subscribers of my channel and maybe new people. You're probably wondering, what the fuck have you been doing? Why haven't you made a video for however long it's been? Many months. And I did make a couple, there's probably a few of you that saw them, and then I deleted them because what was happening to me, I didn't understand at the time. So I was like, it's a magical, spiritual, and it is, and it was, but I didn't understand it, and I don't know, I just didn't like the way that I presented those videos, and I understand it more now. So I guess it's better to make a video when you understand something, or at least that's the way I'd like to do it. I'm gonna make videos about things as I understand them, because otherwise I'm just, I don't know, I don't see any value in it. So what I've been doing, you know how on this channel I talk about detox and the Atlas realignment and the body realignments. Well, my life has been laser focused on the body realignments for the last several months, and even further before, but mostly the last several months I've just been so locked in to having my body realigned that I could never convey to you ever, never, without you experiencing it yourself, how profoundly twisted up every human on this earth is. And the only way you're ever gonna see how twisted up you are is when you start to untwist, because you've had your Atlas misaligned since you were born, and from that moment your body started twisting itself up. So you've never had a reference point for how your body is supposed to be. You know how in the world of detox and stuff, you get people talking about the breath and how the body, you are the breath, and humans are breatharian and you should live on breath and you don't need to eat and all of this. Well, that's only applicable if your body is in the original configuration of where and how it is supposed to be in terms of alignment, because that affects the internal alignment, the alignment of your diaphragm, and how much of your breath you have access to. Now, the way I see it, you have to do things in a certain order, and I'll tell you how I know this. So you have to, this is the way I see it. It might not be completely true for everyone, but for most people this is how it's going to go. You got to detox with fruit juices, get the waste out, or get most of it out, or a lot of it, enough of it so your bottom section is mostly clean, so you don't have a bunch of obstruction in there. And then you need to get your Atlas realigned, so that's all in place, so your body can start the untwisting process. And then from there you need to learn how to get in touch with the breath, and that will only happen as the body starts to twist itself back into alignment. And this can take a very long time depending on how willing you are to use certain medicines and certain tools. So I've been using a medicine, I referred to it before as the super secret medicine, but I was using ketamine. Now, most people know of ketamine as like a party drug, something you sniff and you get all high and you do a house party with your mates. But if your Atlas is in place and you do ketamine, you take ketamine, do ketamine. Doing ketamine is doing drugs. Taking ketamine is taking medicine. But if your Atlas is in place and you take ketamine, your body will start untwisting itself while you're high on the ketamine, while you're under the influence of the ketamine. And I'm not kidding when I say you will get 3 to 6 months worth of realignment out of one good ketamine session. And I've done over the last year or so. See, I'm talking about it now because I'm done with it. I didn't want to talk about it while I was doing it because I have a history of like drug abuse in my life. So people are going to see it and just go, oh, he's just justifying drug use. But that's not the case at all. I was using it completely and only to realign my body. And I posted a video before, look at a couple of videos back, it's like what it looks like to realign the body. Go back and look at that if you didn't see it, and you'll see what the ketamine does. You'll see exactly what happens when I'm on the ketamine, when I take ketamine. The body just starts taking involuntary actions to untwist itself. And what that's done for me anyway is put me in a state where my body is in complete alignment. Oh, I'm probably 85% of the way there, but I have access to the breath now, and that changes everything. You can really feel exactly what all foods do to you and how they affect you, and which ones block your breathing and which ones don't. And now when I eat things, breath is my priority number one. I don't want to eat something if it's going to block my breath. So anything dry, dense, any of that, no, it's out. Dried fruits, all of it's out. And it's not to say I don't still eat it, because I still have, don't know how to say, but I still have that thing ingrained in my DNA. When you've been raised for 30 years eating certain foods, you're gonna eat them in your adult life. And we've got like emotions tied to foods. I'm gonna make a different video about that. But basically, I've just been working through my emotional attachments to foods, and with that, my body has been, it's actually really helped with the untwisting. It's almost like I needed them to feel those emotions again, so I can release certain things in my body and get the body to untwist itself. But yeah, the breath is the priority. All of this detox and the Atlas realignment and all of this is turning the body back into the original human. So like the original design of how humans were originally supposed to be when we lived in like a perfect world, like all the way back then, like original straight up human. And I can see clearly now how we aren't really supposed to eat food. It's completely possible to live on breath, and the only way you're ever going to be able to understand that is if you're in touch with your breath and your body's in alignment. And you'll see that it's the breath, when you take real breaths, that you feel the energy from it. It's like food is a poor substitute for breath, not the other way around. Food, and when you're all blocked up because you can't breathe, you need to keep eating. So when people say, oh, you don't need food, you don't. But if your body's all twisted up and you've got a bunch of waste and you can't breathe properly, you do need food. But food gives you energy the same way that like cocaine gives you energy. It's not like that true vital energy that comes from like the unseen, if you want. Like that's real vitality, whereas food just stimulates. And now, because I don't need the ketamine anymore, like I can take, like where I'm at with this, I can take it from here. Like the ketamine is just to get you to the breath point, and then when you get to the breath point, you don't need the medicine anymore. It's like all medicines, they're just therapies you use for a certain time, and then you're off. So I don't take that anymore. I don't use that anymore. Haven't used it for weeks, and I won't need to. All of the realignments have they've still been happening at a steady pace without the ketamine, but the ketamine did speed things up by many years. Like I've done years and years and years worth of work in the last couple of years, like crazy. I only started this journey 2.5 years ago, and I'm already like aligned. And there's no one else doing this. Like no one else talks about this. No one else talks about the Atlas in place. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm the only one doing it. But I'm just saying, like, you're not going to hear this from anyone else because no one else has done it. So you're not going to find any books on this. You're not going to find other channels with people going, yeah, you need to get your body in line with the Atlas and do ketamine and, do you know what I mean? And eat certain foods and get your body to untwist. There's no one else talking about this. So what I'm doing now is discovering it, it feels like. There's no one else doing it. So if there is someone, then obviously love to see it, but I don't think there is. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. So now what I'm going to be focused on is getting back to, because I haven't been on 100% fruit. I still drink a lot of juice and stuff, but now the focus is going to be getting back to 100% fruit. Because when you're focused on the realignment, to be on just fruit, it's impossible. I've tried it, and I've got another friend. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. A lot of people that know me know him. His name's Skylar. If you know that name, then you probably know who he is. But I'll link his Instagram down in the description of this, because he's doing the same as me, like the Atlas realignment, and he's using ketamine as well. So he's having the same results as me, So it seems completely repeatable. And I'll tell you another thing as well about waste trapped in the body. So when you clean your body out, there are certain areas that no matter how much fruit juice you drink, you're not going to get the toxins out. And I'll tell you how I know that, because I gave up smoking cigarettes about 3 years ago, and my lungs haven't at any point chucked out mucus from that. Or they have, but not as much as you would expect, considering the amount I smoked. And recently, after I did some certain movements during a ketamine session, I felt my lung basically pop open, and then I got sick for a week after that. And for that whole week, I was just my lung was just chucking out mucus. So it felt like that had been waiting to open and throw out that mucus for years, and it just hadn't had the opportunity, because the way in which my body was twisted up didn't allow. It wouldn't have mattered how much fruit juice I drank, because that area was closed due to the alignment of the body. Nothing to do with just general detox. So alignment is everything. Well, it's not everything, but it's extremely important. You're never going to feel right. This is why there are fruitarian people who fast for years and years and years and years and years. Like, why are you still fasting if what you're doing is working? What are you looking for? Why do you keep fasting? You're looking for something. And I'll tell you what it is. It's this. You need to get your body in line. That's what you're looking for. You keep fasting and fasting and fasting and only eating strawberries or only eating grapes for months. It's not going to do it. You need to get your atlas realigned. You need to get your body in line. Nothing else is going to do it. You're looking for this. You're looking for true alignment. That's how you're going to get your body to relax. It's how you're going to get your breath in line. It's how you're going to get it's how you're going to learn what your body does and doesn't like for food. Because for me, during this process of realignment, it kept changing, like what my body has needed and required. And like, I'm telling you, like, this is everything. So if you ever take any advice from me, it would be, which I'm sure if you're watching my videos you already have, but just get your atlas realigned and get the body back in line. Like, it's the most important thing you could ever do. And it's a long process, and it's a difficult process, and it's the hardest thing ever, but there are tools you can use to speed it up. And if you need any help, you can always message me, and I've been through this process. I know exactly what is going on. Like, I can help you. So if you need any assistance, questions, guidance with it, just ask me. I'm always available. Just send me a message on Instagram. Yeah, and now I'm just going to be focused on getting the rest of the waste out and getting my body back to like a pure fruit clean mode. And like, yeah, it's just looking really bright. Like, I'm telling you, this is, if I didn't have this done and get that and discover the ketamine thing, I'd still be lost. But I don't feel lost. I just feel like profoundly healed, and I want that for other people. So that's what I've got to say on that matter.